On second down, Jackson. He's going to look deep for Perriman. And that's caught inside the 35. A big play that time for the Ravens. 45 yards.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
They go play action here on first down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
16 yards to pick up there. The Colts have a first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Right back to him on first down. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Second down, Brissett. Flush to his right. Looking deep for Hilton. At the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. A huge play that time for the Colts. 65 yards. After the big play, a chance to finish now on first and goal. They'll try to run with Hines. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert?
And he takes it in for a Colts score. It's the fullback, his first touchdown on the year. And the Colts are going to take a first-quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. And the Ravens taking the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
This is caught by Antonio Brown. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. That one goes for 24 yards. Jackson on first down. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Jabal Sheard. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. From the gun, it's Jackson. Buying time to his left. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup.
The sack on first down took him out of a tradition. Running play and put him in a passing situation, but didn't stop him from running anyway, did it?
No, I was surprised when he took off. I thought, oh, he's got some space. He might pick up 5, 6, 7 yards. He goes all the way and picks up the first. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
First carry now for Alex Collins. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Jamal Sheard on the stop. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Now it's Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Hassan Ridgeway with a big-time sack on 3rd down, and it'll be a loss of 7. Now let's see how the offense still out there. They elect to go on 4th and 11. Second quarter now. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with you. It's the Ravens who have the football. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears try to go for it on 4th. Fourth down, here's Jackson. 20. He completes it to Bryant. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. Defensively, a bit of a collapse, allowing the 4th down play to result in 23 yards. First red zone chance now for the Ravens. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Play action. It's Jackson rolling to his left. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Mills. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit. And receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
And he's able to get this across the 10 before being taken down. Trying to find some space to operate, and now they'll have it. A gain of 12, a big first down to get away from the end zone. Running game working, they'll stick with it on first down. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Come on, let's go! Flex round! Flex round!
Brissett now on second down. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point that continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
They'll run it now out of the gun. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Brissett now. Ebron's got it. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They'll run for it with Hines. How about them biting off 15 yards there on the 4th down attempt and keeping the drive alive?
4th and 1. I don't think Wild Horses could have dragged that quarterback off the field. He was motioning to go for it from the start. And sure enough, it's the ground game that gets him the first down.
Right back to him on 1st down. And past the 30 down to about the 27. Down on the field, we've got an injured Colt after that last play. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
Flex round! Flex round!
Now Mack. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
And they've got another 1st and 10 as the penalty keeps this drive moving. They'll run with Mack. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Now we'll carry from Mack. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Now the Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd down.
Could be a blitzer.
From the gun, here's Brissett, eluding the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th. Now Jason Sanders for the field goal try. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. The kick by Sanders is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. Well, they started that drive all the way back at the 1, able to march down, get 3.
It was daunting to begin with, wasn't it? But I thought overall, a very poised and efficient drive to get 3 points.
This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him, but whatever's going to...
The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Jabal Sheard in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely, he's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Forced out to his left. Now he'll turn and throw. He's got a man. Complete. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
Watch it now, Barney! Gun!
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. Dancing to his left. And this is taken in at the 5. And he's brought down after a good gain. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. So we hit halftime here in Indianapolis with the Colts on top. Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. The former Charger All-Pro Eric Weddle on the stop. A second down throw for Brissett. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. On third down, that's Mack. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up fourth down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
And this will be touched by a member of the kicking team inside the 20, and it's at the 17-yard line. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
no, tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
On first, they go right back to Collins. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to...
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Hassan Ridgeway in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson drops it underneath for Collins. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 4 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Throwing is Jackson. He gets it to Brown, complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. So offside's the call, and they understandably decline it.
And this is why we're seeing more and more teams hiring that one coach to the staff that's in charge of all these things. This one's minor. It's pretty easy to figure out. But all the game management stuff, trying to help out the head coach in his decision-making process.
A lack of discipline defensively on 4th down, and now that leads to a 1st and 10. They'll run it here with Bernard. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. And that time, the tackle by Malik Hooker.
No gain on that run, and while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about different style of running in order to get this guy going.
On 2nd down, here's Jackson. Flushed out right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And this is going to be intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because of his zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands. Yeah,
versatility and showing those hands. A gain of 11 that time, and a Colts 1st down. They'll go option to the short side. And not much of an opening there as he's only going to get this to about the 32. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. The ball gets bumped up. It's now 2nd and 4 after the penalty. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. He'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a 3rd down.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The Colts on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Now a run with a fullback Johnson. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
From this vantage point, They've got the lead here, so for me, that'd be enough to go ahead and punt the football and let my defense defend the long field.
If you go for it, you don't get it, then you really put your defense in a tight spot.
Yeah, but we never know what people ultimately will decide to do here on 4th and inches.
They'll try and run with a fullback Johnson. Oh, and I think he went backward. He did. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape.
No. Check. Patriot.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, that play typifies what we've seen from the offense all day long. They've had no success getting things going. I think for the offensive coordinator, he's got to go to that side of the play sheet that says, try something different. Try some specials, something they haven't seen all day.
Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. From the gun, Jackson. And open left side is Brown. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Here we go now.
He may try and run for this. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Give him 3 on the gain there, 2nd and goal.
What a game this defense has played. They're pitching a shutout, so it'll be fun to watch down the stretch to see if their defensive coordinator...
And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Al Woods breaking through to get him for a loss of 7.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Now Jackson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Quincy Wilson with the INT. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Flex round.
They begin the drive on the ground with Matt. A nice little juke. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Okay, we got 4. Let's go, fellas. We got 4 down. Let's go. Ohio!
On play action, Brissett. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Pushing his way through. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. Despite the lead here in the 4th, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of, What's right in this game nowadays? Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. Throw left side on target to Kane. Complete. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. With it is Brown. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Ravens, they'll take over. And now here come the Ravens. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told them, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And that right there is something we've seen, I don't know, 15 times in NFL history. That will officially go down as a 60-yard field goal.
And everything has to be absolutely perfect for this to have any chance. He's got to get it out low and really drive through it. And I tell you, that was one heck of a kick. One heck of a decision on the sideline to even try it as well.
Flex round! Flex round! Tight end right, tight end right.
A run by Mack to start the drive. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. The linebacker Ryan Shazier there to make the tackle. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. The Colts on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Flex round! Flex round! Flex round!
Out of the gun, Brissett. Flush to his right. And he's got his man Hilton. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game.
Ohio! Ohio!
Here's Mack. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
staying on the ground with Matt. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. And now the Ravens are going to take another timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. The Colts on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 9.
Flex round! Flex round!
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Now here's a whistle and a timeout. It's called by the receiving team here, as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Now Brown. 12 yards on the return that time. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Ravens offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They'll look to throw. Being chased out left. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
He's going to let it fly. It got his man complete. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 52 yards. Back to throw. That is caught at the 7. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Brashad Perriman with time running out. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. And now a critical extra point attempt here. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we may very well be headed to overtime. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath, because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle, kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big drive.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Brissett looks to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And what an effort on the final play of regulation. All zeros on the clock. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. Set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing, because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. First throw in overtime now for Jackson. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Mills. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say when you throw an interception like that in overtime? You don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. If you throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
I'm no offensive mastermind, but of all the guys on the field to block, you might want to stop him.
Look, I've got a very simple rule. An unblocked defender is usually your best defender, and he ended up making the play there.
They keep it on the ground. Mack again. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
The Colts on third down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Eric Weddle. So we will see yet another drive in this overtime.
For whatever reason, neither team able to finish this game off. I know that the first thought is, does anyone really want to win it? But I think that they both desperately want to win it, and sometimes you force things, and that leads to errors.
Well, it's out there for the taking. We'll see who can do it. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
2 minutes to go here in overtime. We'll be back after this. Now Jackson on second down, finding a safety valve here. That's complete. There goes Alex Collins. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown.